here for the Monster Truck Thunder Drag.
Money, money, money. Money, money, money.
We're back at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. We're going to tell you about the three types of action you're going to see today for the monster truck category. Number one is freestyle. The crowd's actually going to determine who's going to win that. Freestyle, you got 1 minute to do whatever you want to with your monster trucks. Then after the freestyle, they go immediately over to the time competition. There are two obstacles. You got to go the quickest today if you're going to win. Then they come back over for, get this, an attempt to set a world's record for the longest jump. So, three categories will be determined by the crowd's involvement, Mother Nature with the clock, and a yardstick. Stay tuned. You got the best. The giant Ford coming down the freestyle division. Funded by Lund Industries and Cobra seats, 6 defect tires. Goes over, got the crowd pumped up. He's ready to go. It throttles up big. Supercharger sits right in front. Takes one of the lead cars.
Singing songs of trade and chants upon the soil. And all we're working hard as we can for the cash running on.
Coming up a little bit later in the world record attempt at distance jump.
Wherever I go, I see money beginning to grow. Well, the world keeps turning, I'm keeping earning my dough. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. You won't get very far if your money is
Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to pick the winner now. Steve Hess, with his GMC Nightmare, wins the first round in the freestyle competition. Next, round 2 will be the obstacle course.
money.
Will be the obstacle course. And first up is the Giant.
We'll get out of the way. But the laundry man knows how serious he was.
Kirk Dabney's going to be coming out now. Dabney's look for here is just a rocket ride, believe me. Kirk's been around this sport a long time. He'll be driving an 89 Chevrolet F350 body style powered by a 610 cubic inch. It's a good show, built funny car motor. Horsepower is not going to be the problem. He is ready to go. Dabney's been around this sport a long, long time. Made a good name for himself. Always run the monster trucks they call the Giant. Awesome piece of horsepower. Let's see what's going to happen. Green flag comes out. Goes to the first jump, comes over, a lot of air, settles down. Now, he's got to be straight for the next jump. He does it. The Giant. Make it easy, run over. We'll have a time for you in just a second. The Giant. Kirk Dabney doing his thing in Indianapolis, Indiana. And the crowd are getting to see some great, great monster truck competition today. 13.42. 13.42 for Dabney. He comes back. He's going to wave to the crowd. Boy, these monster truck drivers really work the crowd. They do a great job. Tim Tesmer comes out with a beautiful monster truck that goes by the name of Hercules. One of the things he did in the monster truck to really change the appearance of it and really make it look good, put the cap on the back of it. Really blends in, a fine-looking piece of add-on equipment, aftermarket equipment, if you will. Hercules, good color combination. The crowd loves the truck. Let's see what can happen. And Tim Tesmer definitely capable of driving it. It's a 1990 Chevy Sportside Classic, 454 cubic inch supercharged Chevrolet engine with a turbo 400 transmission. Run the Firestone tires. Okay, he's got a fuel problem right now. A lot of air, a little bit cockeyed. Got a throttle up on it and throttles out. Good. Driving job by Tesmer.
What about Hercules, ladies and gentlemen? Can he take that gentleman there? What about
When you get in trouble, you got to motor out. That's exactly what he did. That's from years of driver experience.
A new leader, 12.082. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Tesmer!
Dale Hassel comes out now for the Ford fan. Bounty Hunter on top with a 1268. Let's see what the Ford can do. Driven by Dale Hassel. This kid's been around a long time. 1994, 350 body style, 466 cubic inch engine. runs the Rugged Trail shock absorbers. A lot of the guys rely on the Rugged Trail for their suspension. Good enough for a monster truck. You know it's going to be good enough for your street truck. Iron Eagle comes out. That's going to make a real good, smooth run. That could pay dividends. Let's find out. Wasn't really a screamer run, running a whole lot of air, but it was smooth. Hey, it does pay dividends. A new leader, 1191. So consistency is paying dividends, 1191. And now one of the most awesome monster trucks. We travel all over the country. This is one of the most awesome trucks we have a chance to see. Now, all the trucks we've seen so far, there's the common denominator. The common denominator is the engine location. This rascal threw all the rules out. He put his engine to the rear. He's out of Texas. Marty Garza, a beautiful truck. It's, again, a 1990 Ford. It's a 450 body down F450. 514 cubic inch, 871 blower, alcohol for the fuel injected. So again, horsepower is not the problem here. Garza comes out, overkill, rear engine combination. Let's see, camera angle gives you a good, smooth shot of the front end. It's working for it. Garza throttles out. We'll get his time for you. 11:89, quick time. They're working their way to the fast part of the track. They're getting quicker as we go through the program. Garza comes out with a beautiful overkill. If I were to tell you I had a monster truck that was royal blue black with orange highlights, you would not think it would be an attractive color combination at all. That truck is beautiful. Weapons 1 coming out now. This will be Jerry Richmond. Now, Jerry's another guy that's been around. All these names you're hearing, you know, it's kind of fun. These drivers now, because of television exposure, we're starting to put drivers' names with the vehicle names. We've heard of these vehicles for years in the motorsporting world. Now we can start to put the name of the drivers together. And Richmond has been around the sport for a long time. He'll be driving an 89 Chevrolet, 468 cubic inch supercharged engine with twin predator carburetor. Completely clear the first set. We might have a quick gun. Throttle over. He's got to get on the throttle and pull it out. He does it. What a run. The rear suspension on the truck. He has a breakage in the rear suspension. You notice the right rear shock, or that area. Listen to this time. 10.01. 10.01 for the weapons 1 and sheet metal damage to the right rear of the truck. But he's number 1. He holds his finger out to indicate that he is number 1. If there is a wild man in this sport, and I say that with respect, I don't mean wild like danger. I mean a guy that believes in his ability to drive a monster truck. This guy's got to go by the name of Steve Hess. That's who we're looking at right now. Nightmare's the name of the truck. It's a 1990 GMC, and Steve Hess is an attack driver. We saw Weapons 1 come out a minute ago. Richmond laid it on the line. Hess is going to go after his throat just like a street fight. Believe me, he's not going to let. Look at this. Look at Hess come out. Bam! Right over the first jump. Now he's going to try to throttle up a little bit out of shape. Over. One more time. Hess trying to drive it out. He's spinning around. We can't see him in the dust. Hess brings it out. Breaks the left rear suspension. What a job of driving. Hess completely broke the suspension. The crowd is going nuts.
He didn't back off. He didn't back off. 9. Listen to this. 9.391. What about that right there? Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Hess! Nightmare! What did you think when you heard that first set of cards? You was a little bit out of sorts.
Well, I knew it was a little crooked, but I was running a second and a half behind John, and I knew I had to hit third gear, and I knew when we hit that second ramp that I hope she held together when she landed.
When you hit the ground there, when she come down, it's like Army said a while ago, you throttled it and brought it still got Bigfoot yet to come. Let's see what he can do. John Pyatt.
Oh, when you talk monster truck, everybody knows one name for sure. Bigfoot. Here he comes. John Pyatt doing the driving. One of the new drivers out of Bob Chandler's operation. 2 years a world champion BMX bicycle rider. He used to come to this event in his own vehicle, paid his way in when he was a youngster, had no idea that someday the people would be cheering for him. Only in America can a kid like this get a ride in Bigfoot, the young up-and-comer, the new gunslinger in Bob Chandler's operation. I don't know any man that's ever sat behind the wheel of a Bigfoot truck that hadn't been a class operation. I say, man, he's also had some lady drivers in the sport. So right now, the new up-and-comer is John Pyatt. Let's see what he's going to do. Look for some air. Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel it. All the way over. Pyatt.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Crew Chief Gene Patterson runs down the track. Now, Patterson's been there before. Wirtz, one of the other crew members, all the guys run over to the truck. Listen to this. We just got the word 9:31. Quick time. Pyatt comes out with a 9.31. You got to be excited to stay involved in anything. You can look down at the Bigfoot crew. Every one of those guys is just like his best friend, his buddy, or what have you, did something. They're sharing that excitement. And Bob Chandler himself is down there. Larry Hall from the Blower Drive Service people go down there.
At the time, and we're just trying to reel them in a little bit at a time. Not really going out to get them all at once. We got still kind of testing that new truck out a little bit, and that was pretty much of a test.
but let me tell you something. When you come back, honey, you come back tough, and I'm gonna tell you. What did you think when you cleared that second bunch of cars? Did you think it might be another national?
Yeah, I was staring at the concrete, and it seemed just like the summer jamboree at Bloomsburg. I was just staring at the grass going, oh, no, here we go again.
Here we go again. I tell you what, it was a good ride. Congratulations, and I tell you what, are you going to be back?
Oh, yeah, it's just a small steering problem on the rear is the only thing we messed up. The truck's holding up really well.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's turn around here and let's get a good shot of this young man. What about him? John Pyatt! Big hand! Big hand! He's tough. I'm going to tell you right now.
And it's the yardstick competition.
Ford Trucks and Motorcraft Quality Parts present the Hardee's four-wheel drive and off-road Jamboree Fall National, part of the General Tire Special Event Performance Series in Indianapolis, Indiana. John Pyatt, so many times we talk to people, we tell them how important it is to have horsepower in these trucks. Not because the truck is big or anything, but right there, if you had not had a powerful engine, you would have been in trouble. You'd have been upside down, John.
Yeah, definitely. The Ford power that come out of there, the BDS supercharger, really helped out a lot. I was straight up and down. There's no doubt about it. If I wouldn't have had the horsepower to pull out, I would have been upside down.
You guys run a competition, in competition, you run a crane cam setup. You had to have instant horsepower, and as soon as you hit the throttle, the truck immediately came out. These manufacturers that manufacture these aftermarket pieces saved your neck today.
That's right. All the research that they do and the input the drivers give them in the race car, any kind of racing that they get input from really helps out. And I'd like to thank all the sponsors that help us out for our Ford Bigfoot.
There is a starting line for this competition. Again, the yardstick determines who's going to win. But he rolls into the starting area. All drivers have the same amount of distance to get a run at the first car. Then you got 14 other cars in which to try to make your landing. Green flag comes out for the Iron Eagle. Let's see what he's going to do. Dale Hassel with the Iron Eagle Ford. Whoa, Hassel goes over, takes the brakes, shuts it down just in time. Heads up driving. Hassel keeps things squared away. As soon as the front brakes were locked up, he was in trouble. When that front wheel stops turning,
Give this young man a big
the back end's going to keep going. Hassel able to get out of a big mess right there with the Iron Eagle.
He runs hard, don't you forget. He'll run hammer down.
Hercules truck comes out now. Tim Tesmer look for a rock and roll ride right here. Sunday afternoon in Indiana. Going to try to really get some air. Nose over. This guy's really got to throttle up to get out of trouble. Tesmer has no problems. Drives the 1990 Chevrolet.
Let's give Hercules a big hand. And Tim Tesmer. 45 feet. 45 feet.
We're putting the distances up on the screen as the score group gets them. We keep moving on to the next round of competition as we wait for the next truck to come out. Right now, Weapon 1 comes out. Jerry Richmond, we told you the story about this guy trying to make a name for himself. Been playing the game for a long time. Went to the Chevrolet in 1991. He's going to have a beautiful truck. He's looking for the super combination to get the long distance first swing at you. Let's see what the Nightmare's going to do. Hess actually back throttle. I don't know what the problem was.
Wait a minute now. Ladies and gentlemen, see what we do. We got a kill box in this thing. Take him back. He was ignited.
What happened? They run a safety kill box. Now Hess is backing up. An indication that the box was cutting out on him. I said it was obvious right before the start that the vehicle backpedaled. Wasn't the case at all. It did slow down, but it wasn't the driver backpedaling. The kill box had a short in it, and Hess immediately says, hey, I want to get a piece of this thing. I'm going back to the starting line. Give me another kill box. I'm going to show you what the GMC will do. I predict in 30 seconds, you're going to see one of the wildest monster truck launches ever. Hess at 100%. Here we go. Let's watch it. And Hess is still showing off a little bit.
Listen to that. 65 feet. Let's give him a big hand.
65 feet. He's the new leader. 65 feet.
Number one right there.
I want to thank the guys. We had a kill box problem, and they let me come back. That box is in there for our safety and for the safety of the people. We're all stiff competition here, and I really enjoy participating here.
I tell you right now, you come back, you won the freestyle competition. These folks, you got your crowd behind you. I tell you what, you're on a roll.
Mega Tough GMC truck is here to perform for the crowd, and we hope
To Alice Springs, Australia for an adventure